Welcome back to Animal Crossing New Horizons. I'm Day Darling. Should we see what's going on our lovely island of Fawnhallow today? Relaxing as per usual. You know how it is. Captain Timo. You thought I'd say black and yellow, black and yellow. No, what are we going to talk about today? Had a pub quiz yesterday, as I did mention. Hurried off to it promptly after I recorded an Animal Crossing episode. And yeah, it was actually pretty good. We actually won it, and it's been a long while, not that long a while to be honest, since we last won. Last time we won was on my birthday, so 5 months ago. But good evening, everyone. Right now in Fawnhallow, it's 9:29 p.m. on Tuesday, February 4th, 2025. Oh, Lily's birthday today. Happy birthday, Lily. But yeah, we did a pub quiz. It was actually, I'm not gonna lie, it's one of our stronger performances, especially on the last round. I've spoken about it before. The pub quiz I do has basically this like insane catch-up mechanic, where at the end you can how do I describe it? You basically can like go from last to first as long as you answer fast enough, essentially. But yeah, like the pub quiz itself, it's like it's changing essentially a little bit. So there was like a more of a grand finale, if anything. This time, where I didn't really hear the rules properly, but it was more like they didn't get rid of a catch-up mechanic, but now it's like literally if you answer in the last round, if you answer the first 10 questions first out of all the groups, you will be put in first place. Where normally it's like random chance, like how many points you get. Which was insane for a catch-up mechanic. Mind you, we were going into the final round in third place. We were like 50 points behind first and second or something. First and second were pretty far ahead, seeing as like each question is maybe worth up to like 15 points maybe on the final round. So that's like 4 questions ahead essentially. Which was pretty insane. Like they were doing it pretty darn well, if I do say so myself. But yeah, we were holding our own. Like we've definitely improved over the years in my pub quizzing, which is interesting to say, because like on the first time we played, we won, but we won because of that catch-up mechanic that I spoke about before. We like got catapulted into first place, and then we just played it like reasonably okay, and we just like won. And we were just like, okay, how did that happen? But then yeah, and then we didn't win for a while. I think that was like in March or something last year. And then it took us until September, on my birthday again, where we won once again. I don't remember how we won once again on my birthday. We definitely had a slingshot comeback. But it wasn't like huge, I think. I think we went from like third or something to first. No, maybe like fourth or something to first, I can't remember. It's not the best we've ever done in the quiz. There was one time we did a quiz, and I think we like went into the final round being like first or second or something, but then the final round was just unfortunately just wasn't to our strengths. Like we didn't know any of the answers in the final round, which was general knowledge, and sometimes they pull from things and it's like we got no clue. But for whatever reason this time, the general knowledge round, we genuinely answered almost all the questions. I think like we probably answered, I'm gonna guess, so the 20 questions in the final round, I'm gonna guess we answered 14 of them correctly. It was a surprisingly high like hit rate we had on the final round, and if anything I was shocked myself, because I was just like, but by the time it came to the end of the quiz, like we got 4 other chances to like slingshot ourselves into first, and 2 of them it didn't work because we were already in first, which is utterly insane. It's by far and away the best we've ever done, I think. But yeah, it was so good, that performance. It was like by the end of the quiz I was just like, I literally think we basically could not have done any better ourselves in that quiz without just like randomly guessing and getting lucky, because it was just like we feel like we basically got every question that we knew right. And the question which did make me laugh the most, I suppose, it's the one that sticks in my mind obviously because it was to do with me, but it was they love asking in this pub quiz questions about prime numbers, because I guess it's sort of like an accessible maths term which most people kind of know the definition of, but it's like it's an easier sort of trivia question as well, because if you have mathematician, you know about prime numbers, you could probably like work out most of the prime numbers that you need for it. But they're always asking like, what's the sum of the first 4 prime numbers? And I'm like, okay, I don't know off the top of my head, but 2, 3, 5, 7, that's 17. So yeah, I mean, obviously me being a mathematician, I'm very familiar with my prime numbers. Do I know all of them from 1 to 100? No, but I could probably like I probably have an instinct in my mind whether a prime number is prime or not from all the numbers from 1 to 100. It's Lily's birthday. Let's go wish her a happy birthday. I forgot to pick up some fruit. Let's do that before we forget. But yeah, I'll tell you what the prime number question is, and you can decide for yourself. Bear in mind you have like 10 seconds to answer, and the faster you answer, the better, because the faster correct answer you get bonus points basically for being fast and correct. But in the final round also you lose points if you get it wrong. But I can tell you that the question was like, what is the next largest prime number after 47? And then immediately you might be thinking, which I think is very common for, and what some of the other teams fell into, 47. Well, I know prime numbers have to be odd, they can't be even. So next one, 49. 49 is there's no way 49 is a prime number. It's a very common thing I think people to know. 49 is 7 squared. So then we go to the next number, 51. Can't think of anything which divides 51. Boom, that must be a prime number. But me, mathematician, this is why I say I got like a tiny instinct for some of these things. I was like, 51, I'm pretty sure that is not a prime number. And then my friend was like, is it because we're obviously like conferring. He was like, 51? Like questioning, is that the next one? And I went almost immediately. I went, no, 51's 17 times 3. Just in my mind, like somehow I knew that. Like, because I did the same thing. I went, 49 can't be 51. And when I thought about it, and I was like, 51, I'm pretty sure it's prime. And I don't know how I know that. I just, in my mind, I was like, it's prime. And I was like, I don't know how it can be prime, but it must be like something to do with 7 and 3s, because I'm like, not many ways to make ones otherwise. What about like 9s and 9s? But that's like way too big. So I was like, is it 17 by 3 or 13 by 7? And 13 by 7 was like 91 or whatever. So it was all like in a span of seconds. So my friend was like 51. I was like, no, it's not 51. I was 17 by 3. It's 53. And I put 53 in. And the reason this stuck in my memory, for one, it was the one that catapulted us into first place. And then like we were like, all right, well, that was literally the first question of the final round. So I guess we're pretty comfortable now, if anything. My friend immediately went, oh, swear word, you're right, you freak. How did you know that, or something? And that just cracked us up on the pub quiz team for about like the next 10-20 seconds or something, because it was just so out of left field. I felt, obviously, again, it's back to a thing where you talk about friends, ripping each other, and, it sounds like insults, I suppose, out of context. But no, obviously I took that in good spirits, because I was mostly just taken aback of anything, just being like, what? You're calling me a freak because I knew that 51 was 17 by 3? That's unfair. But it was really, really funny in the moment. Anyway, I'm trying to remember what other questions we had which got us to first place. Because there were 4 of them, but I genuinely don't remember them. Like, as soon as that one happened, we're just like, okay, well, we're like chilling now, if anything. What's there to worry about? And then the answer is hopefully nothing. But yeah. What else was I going to say? Yeah, I mean, prime numbers. Can I do all of them from 1 to 100? I can probably give it a decent shot. So like 2, 3, 5, 7, obvious. 11, 13, also very obvious. And then you got them, 15, it's not 15. 17, 19, I'm pretty sure both are prime. 21 is not, 23 is. So it's got to be 1, 3, 7, 9. I don't know why I'm saying the 5s anymore after 5. So 21's not, 23 is. 27 is not, 29 I'm pretty sure is, 31 is, 33 is not, 37 I'm going to say that is, that's my instinct, 39 is not, 41 is, 43 is, 47 is, can that be true? Maybe. 49 is not, 51 as I said is not, 53 is, 57 isn't, 59 is. Now it's getting pretty hard. Now I don't have an instinct anymore. 61 feels like it's a prime, so I'm going to say it is. 63 I'm going to say is not a prime. 67 I'm going to say is not a prime. Actually, maybe 67 is a prime. Hold on. I might retract my statement. Maybe 67 is a prime. I don't know what would divide it. So I'm going to say 67 is a prime, 69 not a prime, 71. My immediate instinct would say, yes, prime, but then something in the back of my head went, no, it's not prime. But, like, what else could it be? What else could it even be? It's got to be prime. 71 is prime, I'm going to say. 73, I'm going to say is prime. 77 is not prime. 79, I'm going to say is prime. 81 is not prime. 83 is prime. 87 is prime. 91 is prime. 93 is not prime. 97 is prime. And is that all of them? I don't know. Let's see. Prime numbers. You know, like, you need like a sieve of what is it? Sieve of Eratosthenes? Something like that. Eratosthenes, yeah. Well, if you don't know what that is, you basically just get all the numbers and then you start marking everything which is divisible by 2, then everything which is divisible by 3, and you keep going along the grid until you hit the next square, and you mark everything which is a multiple of it. And then what you'll be left with is prime numbers. So you'll like mark off all the multiples of 2. Then the next number you hit is 3. So you mark off all the multiples of 3. So 3 is now prime, 2 is now prime. The next number will be 4, but you already marked it off because of 2. So the next number is actually 5, and you mark off all multiples 5. 5 is prime. 6 is already marked, etc, etc, etc. Let's see how accurate it was with the prime numbers from 1 to 100. I need like a grid. I need something like this. Okay. 2, 3, 5, 7, yes. 11, 13, 17, 19. I'm pretty sure I said that. 23, yes. 29, yeah. 31, yeah. 37, not 39. 41, 43, 47, 49 is not. 51, as I said, is not. 57, as I said, is not. 63, as I said, is not. 67. I changed my mind on it, and I said it was prime, and it is prime. 71, 73, 77. I think I said 77 is not prime. I hope not. I hope so, at least. Did I say 87 is prime? I might have said 87 is prime. That one's definitely wrong. Now I'm thinking about it. It's 3 less than 90. So it must be 19 by 3 or something. 91 isn't... 91's not prime. Oh, 91. Of course 91's not prime. That's 17... sorry, that's 13 by 7. I literally said it earlier this video, and I immediately forgot again. So I think I got 2 wrong. Which is fair, because it's not like I think about the prime numbers 87 and 91 all that often. I'm going to be real with you. When you do maths problems, like, you'll use the prime numbers 2, 3, 5, 7, like, all the time. 11 will sometimes come up, and 13 will very rarely come up. If you're making your way over to 17, something's gone wrong, probably. But that's not actually true, by the way, but... the smaller primes definitely have a bit of a bias, mainly because of, like, prime decomposition, I suppose, if anything. So maybe that shouldn't be... oh, so surprising. But prime numbers, yeah, it comes up a ridiculous amount, I think, during these pub quizzes, and don't worry, I've got it on lock every single time. You might be like, oh, do you have every maths question on lock every single time? The answer is no, actually. I'm not, like, insanely fast at mental maths, to be honest. I'm, like, well, no, I should say I'm probably above average speed at mental maths, but I mean, one of my friends is also pretty decent at mental maths as well, so, it really just sort of comes down to whichever one of us two can think of it first, because the mental maths you have to do is nothing insane. It's not, they're never going to be like, here's 2 4-digit numbers, multiply them together. It'll always be like, what's like 17 multiplied by, it would be like, what's 17 multiplied by like 101 or something. There's always like some nice trick you can do, like with 101 you can do 170 plus 17, which is 187. I mean, you can foil most of them, if anything you can maybe foil all of them, I'm not sure. Well, I mean, yeah, you can always foil them, I suppose. It's just how easy or difficult it is to keep in your head, I suppose, is a whole nother point. So yeah, I would not say that I answer all the maths problems. Some I also got horribly wrong. There's one during Christmas I remember, which was like, how many items do you get from the 12 Days of Christmas entire song? And I tried to guesstimate it, and I was like, okay, you know, I can't remember how I did it. I tried to do like a triangle number on top of a triangle number, forgetting that the list goes exponentially, so 6 is not the midpoint of a number of things. It would probably be like 8 is probably the midpoint, halfway point. So probably if I guessed how many you get from 9, 10, like 12, 11, 10, and doubled it, that probably would have been like pretty close. I don't know if that's true. What's the 12th triangle number? 78. It might be kind of close. 78, 66. Let's see how close it is. 78, add 66, add 56. times 2, 298. The actual answer is 365, so, you know, that's not too far off. All things considered. I don't know if there's a formula for, like, the sum of triangular numbers. I assume it must be, because the triangular numbers does have a closed form that you can represent it, so it kind of must, it feels like there must be. Let's see. Sum of triangle numbers formula. A formula for the sum of triangle numbers. N times n plus 1 times n plus 2 over 6. Oh, that's actually a very neat formula. Does that work for them? Because I believe the answer is like 364 or something for the 12 days of Christmas. So let's see, 12 times 13 times 14 divided by 6. Yeah, okay. Well, I mean, that's a good way to work it out in future. If I need 12 days of Christmas, to do 13 times 14, which is like, what, 182, right? Times 2, 364. Boom. Got it locked into memory. Sum of triangle numbers. You do it through induction. I guess that makes sense. Anyway, not the point. But the point being, it's surprising how often these the maths sort of things comes up, but it almost feels like, you know, I guess that's kind of what comes about from when you are pretty good at a subject, right? And then it's whenever you're asked questions about it specifically, it's like, oh, you know, now I realise maybe how decent or good I am actually at the subject, because now, like, obviously the difficult questions for the average populace in this subject is going to be something much more feasible to get. Like, we're not going to ask, oh, you know, what's the, I don't know, I can't even think of something off the top of my head, like all the abelian simple groups of order 6 or something. I don't even know what it's off the top of my head, but what, like C2, 3? That's probably one of them. C6. I don't know what other abelian groups is. Is A6 one? I can't. This was actually one of my university questions, but I can't remember. No, not for order 6. I think it was for order 8 or something. It was like systematically prove all the abelian groups of order 8. And I can't remember. It's like C2, 2, 2, 2, C4, 4, C8, V4, A2, 4 or something like that. I can't remember. Abelian groups of order 8. The 5 groups of order. No, okay, it was more than that. Maybe it wasn't of order 8. Maybe it was of order 8. I don't even know what A. The Klein-4 group. I think that's what I meant by A. Cyclical group is what I meant by C. Apparently they use Z. I don't know, I feel like I learned at C. No, maybe I did learn at Z. I don't know, it's been a while since I did group theory. I wasn't that great at group theory, mind you. Anyway, my point being, prime numbers comes up surprisingly often in these pub quizzes. So there's a nice little trick for you. 51, not a prime number. 17 by 3. 91, also not a prime number. But they feel like primes, you know. They've got the flavour of primes, but then boom, 13 by 7 or 17 by 3. So maybe that can get you a first in a pub quiz as well in the future. Anyway, on that note, I'm going to round this episode off here. So if you have been watching, thank you very much. It's been Animal Crossing New Horizons. I've been Dear Darling. Likes, comments, subscription, shares, greatly appreciated. Socials, Discord down below. I hope we see each other again. But for now, it's our farewell. So until next time, bye-bye for now.